Hello, everyone. Welcome to our special talk today. The three spiriteers are back, and we're asking to open the bridge between Ireland and the USA. So, welcome, listeners from Kardec Radio. And it's 7:16 here in Ireland. Should be 3:15 in New York now. And at the same time, we can say it's 2:15 in New York and 11:15 in California. Okay. So good, guys. So let's start with our usual prayer. Okay. So Rodrigo, can you do for us the initial prayer?
Yes, I can.
Great.
Let's ask to the mentors of our group of Ireland to help us tonight to have a good talk about Jesus' lessons, talk about Kardec, talk about life. God bless us tonight. Thank you.
So, thank you very much. So, our topic today is moving on. And I would like to start asking to three of us now, and for you as well who are listening us, just put your comments on the comments box. What's the concerns, or what make us to not move on in life, move on in everything? What's the barriers who avoid us to move on? Who's the first?
Vanderlei?
I don't know. I think for each one of us is different.
Yeah.
I'd say the same question could be replied also with different replies depending on the age that we are and the experience that we are facing. But I guess most of the time is fear of the unknown. I guess we don't want to leave our comfort place. Imagine ourselves, at least myself, 12 years ago when I was in Brazil. I was there, life, I wasn't happy, but I still had the fear to leave Brazil and come to Ireland. But at least I did. But I know some friends that were working with me. They had the same wish, but the fear hold them back. So I guess the fear is the biggest one, I guess.
Yeah, we have some comments are coming, like comfort zone, fear and comfort zone. So, Rodrigo.
I completely agree with everyone there on fear. Fear is the most, I think it's fear. I think it's the fear of, as Vanderlei said, the uncertainty. We don't know what's coming next after we have done our decision. So I think fear, I think for myself as well, Vanderlei, I completely agree with you, is fear. And comfort zone, and then the comfort zone as well, but I think the fear is the most, is the big one.
Yeah, I agree. The fear, the comfort zone, but I add a word there: selfishness. And these three together make us. But before we start to evolve, let me read here. I'm on Christian Agenda, chapter 13. The topic is in reality. A tempest that frightens, However, it will strengthen our ability to endure if we know how to receive it. Pain lacerates, but it will perfect our hearts if we seek to profit from its passage. Misunderstanding hurts. Nevertheless, it offers us an excellent opportunity to understand. Struggle disturbs. However, it will be the bearer of invaluable benefits if you accept its contribution. Desperation destroys. In the face of it, however, we find the opportunity to cultivate serenity. Hate obscures. Still, it can unveil a blessed horizon for the revelation of love. Misfortune overwhelms, yet it prepares us to better console others. Shock terrifies, however, within it we can find the blessings of renewal. Trials torment us, nevertheless, without them learning becomes impossible. An obstacle displeases, but it is the true producer of elevation and capability. So, Vanderlei, taking saying what you said, like you said, you when you moved to Ireland, of course, everyone who changed who changed a country or change a job or have tough decisions like I will gonna marry, I will have kids, or this. I think so. The fear bears, but after this, now let's say you are in Brazil again, and you have a decision to come to Ireland. Will you come again?
Yes, I would. But the fear that we have to, like, just to clarify here, we are talking about fear. But of course, I'm not a psychologist, but some psychologists, they say there are two types of fear. The fear of the unknown, which even if you have that fear, you keep going. It's like you want to go to give that big jump into the sea because you like swimming, but you're afraid. And there is this kind of fear that holds us back, that makes us stay in our corner, and we don't really do anything because we are just paralyzed.
Yeah.
Yes, I would, because the fear which I had, it wasn't a fear which paralyzed me. I would do it again. But of course, that's why I said in the beginning, if you ask me the same question 12 years ago when I came to Dublin, I would maybe reply in a different way. How older we are, we know here, guys, that this kind of challenging decisions, they become a bit more sensitive. So we start to really wonder, like, I'm 36, should I go and move to other country to learn a different language? Let's say if you have a good job position, if you have if you bought your house already or something like this, are you really willing to leave everything behind to become a student in another country? So I think I would come, but some people, they say yes, maybe it's not for me. So this kind of decisions, it's not for everyone, and it's not like the correct decision or the bad decision. It's not like oh, I did, so I'm special. No, you're not special. You did it because
Yeah.
it's you. That's it. Some people,
Yeah.
they don't do this kind of decisions, and they are not less important because maybe they have a different life back in Brazil, where they have maybe a difficult family, or they have someone with a difficult illness in life. Where in their place, if we were in their place, we would need much more courage to stay there. So it's a complex situation,
Hmm.
But I think I would come.
Yeah. Well, based on you are saying, we can the first um, not decision, but the first lesson we can learn today is we need to learn how to go on our path if we fall, It's just stand up, shake the dust, and move on.
That's it. Yeah.
Like, Rodrigo, when did you realize that, of course, when you left Brazil, your mom, your friends, they missed you for a while, but now they just sometimes think about you and say, hey, hello.
I hope they did when I left. I hope they did.
Yeah, well,
I hope so. Yeah, but no, I th- I think it was the same feeling that they had. They had that time I had as well. I remember to get into the bus when my mom left, dropped me in the that
but
to take the bus to go to São Paulo, the bus station, and then I couldn't stop crying.
of course.
I don't know why. Just come and I start crying, crying, crying. I was next to them, the other seat. I was crying, and people were just asking, "What's going on?" I said, "I don't know. I have no idea." But then it happens. Was hard. Was not easy. But I had a lot of on my plate at that time. I couldn't keep my mind with my family at that time. Not because I'm heartless or something else, but my life had to move on because I was not happy
Mm.
at that time. Not happy with the country, not happy with my family, not happy with my not happy with my job. I was just not feeling like I was belong to that anymore. Because I decide when I decide to come to Ireland, it was in 1 month everything was done, everything was started. Well, I said, "What's going on? Why is this going so fast?"
Yeah.
But then I came here, and then when I came here, I start facing that the other issues, the other things, the other feelings.
Yeah.
Now I need a job. I need to learn English. I need to do this. I need to do that. That I didn't have time even think. Oh, so poor mom is crying out there. Now I had my life to go on, and my family they are happy that I am happier. That I made the right decision at that time. Maybe today you ask Vanderlei if he will do the same. I I don't know if I could do the same. I don't know if it was today, if I need to take the decision today with 33 years old. I don't know if if I could decide to move abroad, even to Argentina that's closer. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I don't regret.
Well, we need to learn to we need to learn that we do have the action and reaction. This law is universal law, is natural law. We know for every action we have, we always gonna have a reaction,
Exactly.
and we need to learn that we don't have the recipe. It's like when you. I know you two don't have children, but
Not that we know.
yeah, well, but I'm saying I do have, and you know that.
Yep.
So when you have children, you don't have a recipe. It doesn't come with an instruction how to do this, how to do that. You need to learn.
Yeah.
For sure, what you have is something your mom did to you and you didn't like it, and you say, okay, definitely I will not do this to my kids, or definitely I will do this to my kids. So you have a kind of reference, like say you have a benchmark, and even though when you start to apply the benchmark, you see that sometimes what you didn't like your mom did to you, it was necessary. And you switch and you do this to your kid. you know.
Yeah.
So we need we need to overcome these barriers, and this brings me up in mind, like when Peter denied Jesus, like he received a warning some moment ago, some month before the episode. Oh, Peter, you gonna deny me three times. And at the moment, I said, no, I will never do this. You are master, blah, 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 all this. I don't know if it was hours or minutes later, he denied. And at a certain point of his life, he decided to move on. He decided to, okay, what I did. Now I need to keep going. And he exercises he apologized himself. He stopped to put himself as a victim and move on.
Yeah.
Steven, it's quite nice what you are saying, because this movement which Peter took, you see, according to the Gospels, as long as I know, Peter was the oldest apostles between all the
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
So we are seeing like this: a man who was quite old already had, I think, two daughters. I don't remember, but I think he had a few daughters. He met Jesus. He was with Jesus for 3 years, and he had fear. Still, he kind of failed in the most difficult, not the most, but the most difficult moment perhaps in his life. And
Mhm.
sometimes we go ourselves because we take a bad direction. We choose badly, and we start to punish ourselves. It's as you said, Peter, he was able to move on. But look, he was with Jesus for 3 years, and it still was hard for him. Imagine for ourselves. So this process also brings to us to a process that we have to learn how to forgive ourselves and say, okay, I did. What can I do? I have to keep going. I have my life. Maybe like as your case, you have two daughters. Imagine if you fail in something in your life now. You cannot be on the corner crying, "Oh, I failed, I failed." You have two mouths to feed.
Yeah.
So we all have our things to do. So this kind of fear cannot paralyze us. Okay, you made a mistake. Let's keep going. Otherwise, if you stop your life every time you make a mistake, I mean, maybe in 50 years you would walk only, I don't know, 100 kilometers, just an expression. But what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say, if you always stop once you fail, you wouldn't progress in life. We have to
Okay.
just let it go, learn how to let it go. You have here Daniela when she says that she came to Ireland when she was 42. Brave enough. We know Daniela, she's great. But yes, it's a difficult thing to do. But that's what I think. I think we have to learn how to let it go and keep going.
Yeah. If
You
we
know?
think after the crucifixion, the Jesus crucifixion was not easy for the apostles there, because they crucified Jesus that time, so the Rome was looking after the apostles. Of course, they have doubt sometimes. Said, okay, Jesus, our master, is crucified. He died, even though they after 3 days they come again. But was uncertain times for them as well. But they moved on. They moved on. They learned. They said, okay, I have a mission. I know what I have to do, and they left few things. They left their life behind. Peter left his family. Paul one met Jesus. He could get married with Abigail, but he just decided not to. He
Mm.
left, and then that's the point. My point here is we might regret something in the past. I believe that Peter was regretting that he doubted Jesus, he denied Jesus for 3 times at that time. He lived with that, but he keep going on with his job, with his work. In certain time, Peter was asking Matthew, "Oh, when I'm back home, I will be happy." But Matthew said to him, "Look, do you think that we are going home after meet Jesus?" And then Peter just realized, "Yeah, I don't think so." And then he decided to move on, to keep going with
Yeah.
fear, with uncertainty. But he tried. And look the job, look the work that he have left for us.
Yeah. And this, Patricia said, we cannot change the past, but we can change the present. This reminds me that famous quote from Chico
Yeah,
Xavier.
yeah.
Though nobody can go back and make a new beginning, anyone can start over and make a new ending.
True.
Yep.
Yeah, but to start, well, of course, we need that. We need these bad moments. For example, can you imagine if we didn't had we said this in previous episodes that if 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 we don't have the person who harm us in our life, perhaps we didn't have the same feeling, the same view where we experience. You know, uh, but one way to do this is we need to learn how to forgive. First of all, forgive ourselves. Secondly, forgive those who hurt us. Because if someone hurt us, perhaps that person came especially to hurt us at that moment to make us become perhaps a better person. So, forgiveness is the key for moral progression, for spiritual progression, for self conscious. And uh, I don't know, I said too much. So, what do you think, guys? Do you think that forgiveness is the start? Let's say, for those who are listening to us and they want to change, what's the first thing? Do you agree if we say forgiveness is the first step?
I think forgiveness is the most difficult step. That's why, if you take in the gospel, so many times Jesus spoke about forgiveness, and that was the last lesson that he gave to the apostles in the cross. So it's the most difficult. But of course, I believe maybe to acknowledge first what you have. It's like if you turn on a light in your room. I think Stephen was with me. I mentioned that before. In Portugal, once we went to a conference, someone said the shortest phrase, the shortest way to describe spiritism. She said that she was in a room. Her life was like a mess, dark room, so she couldn't see anything, and she could feel that everything was messy. So once she switched on the light, she saw all the mess around. But at least now she knew that the room was messy and she had to do a few changes. So for us in our life, once you discover spiritism, or once we learn the teachings of the gospel of Jesus, It doesn't mean that we're going to be better straight away, but at least once we realize and we acknowledge the devices that we have, it's the first step. And if you don't acknowledge, if you're still thinking that you are the best, if you're still thinking that you are the most handsome, you are the cleverest one, that everyone is against you, you are the victim, I'm sorry, no chance to change. It's going to be much harder and much tougher. As Stephen said, life will going to have to hurt you for you to wake up. But if you acknowledge that yourself, which I believe is the first step, things they get easier. So once you know what you have to change, it's much easier to change. Then, of course, self-forgiveness, forgive to the others. I believe these steps they will come eventually. But I believe the first one, we always go back to the same point: is to know yourself, to know your vices. That's what I think. What do you
Yeah.
guys think?
I think Vanderlei is nailed it today because I think the same. Because what is our first gift that we have before we reincarnate on Earth? We don't remember our previous life.
Mm.
Well, thank God.
Most of the case, yeah, thank God.
Some people want to know, some people doesn't want to know.
Yeah.
It's like, but you see, that was already a gift that God gave to us, and because it was the not the most important, but one of the most important gifts. And then we need to learn in our current life how to do that,
Yeah.
and it can take as long as we need.
Yeah, like Nate is saying here, know yourself and your limits is
Yeah.
important. Charity, forgiveness, and so on.
You know,
But again, we are learning with this lockdown that everything started with us. We need to give the first step to anything, and also we need to remember that if we hurt someone, it's our problem because we
Oh,
did
yeah.
it. If someone hurt us, it's not our problem. It's that person who hurt us problem. And we, I'm saying like, of course, if someone made something very bad to you, is not. I'm not saying you need to hug that person and love that person. This is not gonna work. But the first step to start to forgive is okay. You try in whatever steps you want to do to remember that episode without hate, without angry, without feeling that deeper person inside of you who wants to scream, if we start to see that image, to remember that with less uh, hate, hate,
Mm.
it's the first step. It is something. The forgive will never ever erase everything, and you don't remember. Always you're gonna remember. But the point
Otherwise,
is,
you have Alzheimer.
how you gonna remember that?
Yeah.
yeah. If you don't remember, you have Alzheimer.
Yeah,
Yes,
but it's like
Okay,
it's like
let's have Alzheimer. Yeah.
unless I was
Okay,
wrong.
great.
But think like this. That's why it always go back to the basics. If you know yourself, for example, if you said something to me, and if I know myself properly, I know whatever you said to me, I'm not able yet to forgive. So, but as you said, it's how much power you give to that memory. But we have to be genuine with ourselves. Sometimes people they hurt us, and some friends of the spiritist movement or other philosophies, religions, they come to us. Come on, you have to forgive like Jesus, and you look at the person and you say, "I'm sorry, but I'm not ready to forgive yet." That person sometimes takes, unfortunately, takes for us 5, 10 years to forgive something that someone did to us. We know that the perfect model would be to forgive, but sometimes it hurts too much. And if you keep looking at the mirror and say, "Oh, I cannot forgive that person. I'm not bad. I'm a bad person. I'm
No.
not a Christian. I'm not a spiritist." You have to understand, okay, I want to forgive. At least if you don't go there and do any harm to that person, even if you want to still killing that person inside of yourself, but you don't go to that person. I'd say that's a progress for some people,
Yeah.
because so many of us in the past, we would go there and take vengeance with our own hands. At least if the vengeance is still in your mind, I'm not saying it's the perfect stage, but at least it's a progress depending on who we are. So we had to give a time also to ourselves to learn to forgive that thing. It's like I don't have any kids, as you Steven mentioned, but if I have someone who hurts my kids, I'm sorry, but maybe it will take 2 or 3 reincarnations to forgive that person. I'm sorry. I'm being honest. I'm not an angel here. You see, there is no wings here. There is no Red Bull stuff. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, guys. I'm being honest. So there are things in life that for some people might be easier to forgive because that heart is a bit more softened. It's a bit more softened up. That person is a bit more calm. But for some people, that may take several, I don't know, decades or even reincarnations, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
each one of us, we have our different stage of progress.
Mm.
So we have to be honest, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like Cassia wrote here. Yes, Rodrigo. Yes, I agree with you, Rodrigo. Okay, you won your day today, Rodrigo. For God, the past is a gift, a beautiful one. I agree. Yeah. Uh, the past is to be remembered, not to be lived in.
Hmm.
So we need to move on. That's the topic today. We need to move on.
Yeah.
And the discussion here is how to move on. And guy, wow, our dear friend Marina. Hey, California. I hope your hair is a very sunshine over there.
Bring some for us, please.
Yes, please send good vibrations, good clouds over to here, because these past 4 days here, it's crap. What about self forgiveness? That's the first step, Marina. How can you forgive someone if you don't forgive yourself? This go back with our first thought here, in which you need to forgive you. You need to move on. And this when we talk about self forgiveness, the it's come up straight to my mind the passage from Saul of the Tarsus in the Damascus gate. At the moment when he saw Jesus, he fell off the horse and he saw Jesus. But at the moment he said to him, what you need me to do? What do you want me to do? He didn't say, "Oh, forgive, I persecuting everyone." He put himself in a self pity position, but instead he said, "Okay, it's like I have done all these bad things so far, but now what I need to do. This is for me a example on how to apply the self forgiveness." So, Manile, I know you like Paul of Tarsus as well. So,
Yeah, I mean, I love Paul of Tarsus. I spoke about forgiveness many, many times in the spirit sense and self forgiveness. And I really think, Marina, that self forgiveness is like a garden. You have to keep, throwing water. You have to keep putting seeds to that garden to eventually to grow and become beautiful, and not only to you, but for the others around, for the insects, for the animals, whatever. But it's a process. We think about self forgiveness. I think we are too harsh with ourselves. We said, "I can't forgive myself." So some people, they commit suicide because of that, you know. Some people because they cannot forgive some actions which they did, which eventually, you take a famous case of Herbert Viana. I think most of us, we are here Brazilians, and we know that more or less because of him, his wife passed away in a
Yeah, by
airplane
the way,
crash.
Herbert Viana is a singer in Brazil.
Yeah, Herbert Viana is a famous rock and roll singer in Brazil, and it seems to be a really genuine guy. I always liked him, and because of him, because of his mistake, his wife passed away, and I think he has two or three children. And I believe I saw an interview of him that in the first year, because of the airplane crash, he was more or less like in a vegetable state. Then he starts to get better, and then he took the ownership of his action and said, "I have children to look after. I still have a rock and roll band. I still love playing music. I have physical limitations now, but what should I do about my wife? To keep living the past and say to myself, I'm a bad person, a bad father, I killed the mother of my children, or should I move on?" He decided to move on, you know? And of course, we are talking about extreme case, as Stephen was mentioned about Paul, but we have to learn to forgive ourselves in small things also. Once you are in the Spirit Center and on Sunday, you may say something that you didn't want to say to your friend, and you say, okay, what should I do? Now I'm a bad person. I'm not going to go to the Spirit Center anymore because I said this or this to someone. Or you said sorry to the person and learn how to forgive yourself and keep going. So self-forgiveness in different level, it requires different efforts, different approaches, depends on the level. But if you don't try to do it, you're gonna be living darkness.
Yeah.
You know?
Andre just remind me now when he talked about the singer in Brazil. There's another one. She is a very soap opera actress in Brazil,
Yeah.
and then she lost her son. He was 20 years old by a car accident,
Mm.
and it was very hard for her at that time. Of course, a mom, not any parents when they lose the kids, it's not easy. And then she was what to say, she was suffering for many weeks, she said, but then she just realized that that suffering was not was taking the friends away from her, because anyone could hear her anymore. That all the time she was talking about that, all the time she was talking about the sun, everything. And then when she realized, she said that she started praying to start to laugh. She said, "Bring my laugh. I can laugh back, my smile back," because she wants to smile. And then what she asked, "I want to smile again,
Yeah.
because then I can move on my life." And also, one of the during the process of moving on, sometimes when we think about the past, that what we have done, sometimes we have some regrets, and these regrets sometimes will be with us forever. But we just have the feeling, but we are not there at that moment anymore. Just I could do different that time, no. And then I was just listening to the YouTube today, and I found one music that is a anthem. Everyone knows that music. I won't sing because otherwise Quebec already wanna shut us here. Won't sing, but I will just read a piece of the lyrics here, and then I think everyone will know which song I'm talking about. Regrets, I had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charged course, each careful step along the byway. But more, much more than this, I did it my way.
That's beautiful.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. We need to keep our path, and we have to do things on our way. If we're gonna make mistake, if you're gonna be right, if you're gonna ask for help, if we're gonna help somebody else, let's do it. If you are struggle with something and you need to ask a friend, but it's your decision to move on. If you
Yeah.
go if you go to to a spiritual center looking for a healing and think the heal itself gonna help you, you are half right. It will help you.
Yeah, just I see some topics here. Kieran is asking, could expand on how and why the singer killed his wife, please. And Marina is helping us here. Um, he was piloting an ultralight plane and had an accident. He crashed in the sea.
It wasn't his fault, but he was
Yeah, it wasn't his fault,
piloting,
but anyway.
and so he starts to think that was his fault. It
Yeah,
wasn't his fault per se. He didn't do
yeah,
that on purpose.
yeah, yeah. But and then we have a very nice comment here from Daniela. I have to be honest. After all this COVID-19, I ask to myself sometimes how to move on. Why keep doing my master degree here? I just started, and then my college had to close, happening around the world. But anyway, sometimes it's really difficult to keep going. Yes, Marina. Yes, Daniela. Yeah. If it was easy, which lesson are you gonna learn? Uh, I'm saying I like to. This makes me remember something. There's a very little story when a girl, a little girl, was asking to her dad, "What is faith?" And he just stand up. He went into the basement without light until a certain point when the daughter couldn't see him, and she said, "Daddy, what's going on? What you are doing? I cannot see you." And then he said, "Okay, you asked me to explain to you what is faith. So, do you believe in me?" And she said, "Yes, Daddy, I do believe you. So jump, and I catch you." My question here to everybody is, are you ready to jump? I don't know if I'm ready to jump, to be honest with you. I'm trying, I'm working very hard every single day to jump, but I don't know. And this faith is not, we're not talking about here faith in God. I'm saying faith in you. Faith, of course, we do have the faith in God, but this is something we are not discussing here. We're discussing how faith you have in your actions. How faithful are you with yourself if you screw up at the end? You raise up your hand and say, "I'm so sorry. I messed. I screw up, and I need to fix." How are we going to start to fix here? So, are you ready to jump, Vanderlei?
I mean, I honestly believe that even if you are not ready, if life believes, when I mean life, I mean, if that's for the good, for myself, for my spirit, I believe life will try to find a way to give me that little push. You don't want to go? Okay, go. You know what I mean? I'd say life does that with us. So many of us, we were afraid of doing things. Then life brings this situation again to us and said, you're going to have to do it because it's for our progression. It's like Kardec explains to us in the law of destruction, that destruction in the world, it's a way that God uses to make the progress of humanity faster. Of course, we are talking about the planet, about the humanity, but it works for us in the same. So difficult in our life, they come to us to make us progress. Otherwise, guys, I'm sorry, you would still in the jungle, like doing whatever you are doing there, living with the animals. The tiger running against us made us say, okay, I have to build, you know, I have to find a way of run from that tiger. I have to build a strong house because of the wind or whatever. So fear makes us progress. But fear is something quite good. Not what I'm trying to say that once you use fear as a tool to progress, as the spirituality uses difficulties to us, it can be good. But once you are there in the middle, you think that's
Hmm.
terrible. It's like Stephen, he used to swim quite a lot, correct, Stephen?
Yeah.
He used to be a champion back in Brazil. I was never a champion of anything in my life, but I liked to swim. And I learned after I almost died back in, I don't know, 20 years ago. But then I decided to myself, I'm gonna learn only in the deep ocean. So then nowadays, each year I go to Dublin in whenever deep place I can go, and I swim. And the motivation for me is just I want to go back to the other side. I want to go back alive. That makes me keep going. But that's myself. Of course, I'm not gonna go really far. I'm not a suicide. But what I'm trying to say that sometimes if you challenge yourself a little bit, and that fear can be something quite good, you know. So, what do you guys think?
Well, Rodrigo, are you ready to jump?
From the sofa, yes. I'm like the little kid from the sofa. Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. I'm still learning about myself, and I'm still learning. I think until I disincarnate. But yeah, guys, I think when we have to jump, we have to. We sometimes the life is just pushing us to make a decision, and we're gonna make the decision where based with what we know at the time. If we know how to swim, and then we're gonna swim.
Yeah. Don't
If
ask
we
me to
don't
play.
know, we're gonna learn. Gonna be painful. Will be painful, but we have to learn. So if you can learn before,
Yeah,
it's easier. It's better.
Hmm.
But sometimes with a simple leave the things going on. We live in the automatic way. We put everything in a routine and then leave the routine doing the job for us. I need to wake up early. I need to go to be in my work early. When I finish, I need to go home and take my shower, make my dinner. That's it. There is no progress in this. We need to challenge ourselves.
Yeah.
We need to challenge. We need to sometimes change our way to go home. I'm taking one bus or two buses. I'm gonna take three or take one or go cycle. We need to do something with our life. We cannot just sit on the sofa and watch our own life passing by us. We need to progress. We are a work in progress. So let's challenge us sometimes.
And again, about the text that I read in the beginning of our talk today. Still, I think it's valid. Is a summary of everything we talked today. Misunderstanding hurts. Nevertheless, it offers us an excellent opportunity to understand. Struggle disturbs, however, it will be the bearer of invaluable benefits if you accept its contribution. Mistakes. I'm sorry, we are not free of mistakes. If you think you are free of mistake, I'm so sorry. I think you took the wrong bus and you got off in the wrong station.
Or you can go and search for help here in this website.
Exactly. You can go to the psychologist and see if you're guilt free, happy days. Or perhaps you are a messiah and you didn't awake for that. But the question, the true question here is, we know, the only thing we know, we will make mistakes. But how we gonna overcome this mistake, then is something we need to act upon it. And reading the Spiritist book, reading Chico Xavier's book, or Leon Denis' book, all the spiritual literature will help you. By the way, this is not will give you a recipe, oh, how to do this. 2 pints of this, 3 pints of that. No. This is gonna give you some guidance, some orientation that you will decide if you have to apply to you or not and decide to move on. So, summarizing everything here, it's up to you. It's in your hands, the power to move on. You decide the pace you want to progress. Progress to what? Some people don't know. Some people know. To become a better person. If you don't think about the afterlife, think about today. What you can do today. How you need to move on today. To be a better father. To be a better son. To be a better employee. To be a better employer. To be a better, I don't know, friend. To be a better person. To be a better person for your society. To be a better person, to serve as an example, to change the world, to change everything you want to believe. So change you today, and you reap good fruits as well. Always we need to move on. How? It's up to you.
It's like Emmanuel says, we can take any direction we want to take, but we all gonna have to accept the charge of the way that we took. So you can progress in any way you want. However, life one day is gonna say to you, okay, you chose this direction, so this direction equals this. You chose this way, this equals this. As Steven said, it's up to us. We have the free will to do whatever we want. But do we really want to be suffering, to have extra suffering? So why not? Perhaps we should look at great people in history, not only spiritists. So many people who are not spiritists in history, and see their good actions, how these people they progress, and take them as a model. I mean, model for certain things, of course. They are not perfect because they are humans like us, except Jesus, who was our master and model. But take these people, and learn a little bit from them. Perhaps you're not going to suffer what they suffered to learn.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Again, let's use the example of kids. Like I have 2, and both are different from each other.
2 beautiful ones.
Yeah. It is. I cannot say anything. I'm very suspicious if I say something about my daughters.
They're amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, but like that's a good example I can say today. Yesterday even she was annoying me, my oldest. She wants to go out because she wants to learn to ride a bike without the wheel, supporting wheels. Okay? We are trying this for, I don't know, since the lockdown. And I was during meetings all day, and at night after the dinner, she said, "Dad, take me. Okay, let's go." And I said to her, I just want to give her a kind of motivation. And I
You gave a
said,
challenge to her, yeah.
huh?
You gave a challenge to her.
Yeah. I said, okay, if you learn how to ride a bike without supporting wheels, I will give you a new bike.
Wow.
Do you think that she's happy now or not?
Okay? I gave this challenge to her. She stopped it. She looked at me and said, I will ride. I said, okay. I was 100% confident she's gonna fail like many other days. She took the bike. I hold the bike. She started to going forward. And Daddy, let your hand go. And I was already without my hands. And she said, let me go, let me go. I said, okay, 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 not now. No, no, let me go, let me go. And she was far away from me. And when she realized that I was not in her back holding that bicycle to support her, she turned around and came. I have my balance. I got my balance. I got my balance. I want my bike. So at the end, I had to. I have to buy a bike now. But I don't know. The true question here is perhaps she need that extra bike to put her how to ride, because we tried this months ago many times, and all the time she was falling or not succeeding, but now she succeeded.
Extra motivation.
Yeah.
Some people need an extra motivation, some
Yeah.
people doesn't.
What is your new bike for us, no? What's your new bike?
Okay, if you keep going this talk here, I gonna give a new spiritism book, gospel according to spirit, a new gospel according to spiritism to you guys. Okay. Yeah, Kieran, I agree with you, Kieran. 1 second, can I put the comment to what he said here? Sounds like an expensive lesson. Congratulations to your daughter. Yeah, very expensive lesson, but
Smart.
But now he knows
learn.
what to do with the youngest now.
Yeah, no, I will not do this. No worries. No worries. No worries. But that's the point. No, like we need to learn how to ride a bicycle.
Yeah.
It's up to us. Okay, guys, I think our time is up.
Yep.
And do we have any other comments? Do you want to say something?
No, just that we have here for those who are looking for a tenor gathering, we have the email there that we didn't show. So if anyone wants to email and is looking for a spiritist, kind of someone to talk, please send an email to this address there, and someone will try to help. And again, as we were saying, if anyone maybe is struggling because of the coronavirus now, maybe because you are at home alone, we have this psychologist island.wix.site.com, so you guys can send an email to there. And a psychologist is not related to Spirit Center will try to help you. I'd say that's it. Do you have any more comments to put here, Stephen? No?
I'm okay. Yeah, I think
Yeah. Who gonna be talking last Thursday, Stephen?
we need to know how gonna jump, me or Vanderlei. We need to decide.
Yeah. Someone will talk, guys. No worries. Someone will talk.
Yeah, me or myself or Vanderlei. We're gonna
Yeah.
give it. No worries.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay, Vanderlei, can you do the final prayer?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to ask everyone who feels comfortable to close your eyes, to take a deep breath. Let's be thankful for the present moment, for this space that we have here on the web with these lives, until we are able again to be among friends, to be close to that ones who wants to learn a bit more about Spiritism, of the gospel of our Master Jesus, of the work of Kardec. Let's be thankful to have this space where we can chat and we can talk about our Master. I would like to thank the mentors of the group who are supporting us despite of the quarantine. And thank God and thank to all the workers of the Spirit Center. Thanks to everyone who are supporting us, to every guest who sometimes comes here to give a chat, to give a talk with us. And let's be thankful for the best, the most valuable gift that we have, which is our life. Because our life gives to us the chance to change in our own time while we still have life and perhaps a little bit of hope in our heart, we can do quite a lot. Thank God for that, and so be it.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ireland. Thank you, Brazil. Thank you, United States. Thank you very much.
Kardec Radio. Yeah.
I hope to see you guys again next Thursday. Probably we're gonna have the three spirit tiers again, but
Oh, poor guys! Don't do that with them.
well, they need to learn how to ride a bike with us. No?
Okay, poor guys.
Thank you all. Have a nice day. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Chicago. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.
Night.